With online technology, homework assignments can be assigned and graded entirely online. However, with most online homework packages, there is a lack of ability to provide students with immediate relevant feedback. Consequently, it would behoove most courses that utilize these online packages to implement a written homework component from which students can receive feedback. The topic of this presentation is about the feasibility of the implementation of written homework in ECE 204. ECE 204 is a course that I took in fall 2016 as a student and have been a learning assistant for the past 2 years. In that time, I've noticed where students have been successful and where they have not, and want to provide them with more tools to pursue success in this area. Moreover, I'm also doing my honors thesis on the topic of what teaching techniques enable students to be more successful. Therefore, I want to further research how I could go about implementing written homework into this course, as well as what the benefit of it would be at the end of the semester. So, to begin, we want to understand what ECE 204 is. ECE 204 is a sophomore mechanical engineering class that's called the Introduction to Electrical Engineering Concepts. In this course, students are encouraged to understand the basics of circuits. This includes being able to create them to perform certain functions, as well as how to interpret them once given them. This is an important class for mechatronics, or Mech 307, which is largely project-based and has students utilize these circuits in an actual device, as well as any future application where you have mechanical electrical components working together. ECE 204 is a unique case in that it utilizes a flipped classroom. In the flipped classroom, students have a larger responsibility to be active learners and actively engaged in their education. For example, in our class, students each week are assigned a tutorial on Monday before they've really gone in-depth into the curriculum. To assist in this, we have learning assistants such as myself. Learning assistants are also known as LAs, so that might be used interchangeably throughout this presentation. LAs provide instruction through office hours, but they also help to oversee various tasks in running the class. These include writing homework assignments, writing in-class activities, creating demonstrations, writing test questions, and helping with grading and any other tasks necessary as dictated by the instructor. So, with the homework assignments, we use a software package by Pearson called Mastering Engineering. Mastering Engineering comes with a few pre-made questions that you can then group together in homework assignments. When we are thinking about implementing written homework, we want to continue using this online software and just begin to add in the written homework component. So we will be able to create our own assignments through Mastering Engineering, as well as then create our own new question. This question will have a template so that way there's consistency throughout all of them, as well as a key that will be held by the LAs. So the questions will be submitted by students not through Mastering Engineering, however. They will be submitted through Canvas as a PDF scanned copy and graded using Canvas Speed Grader and a rubric. This will allow students to receive feedback directly from the LAs, as well as be able to understand which LA they should contact if they have questions about the feedback they received and why they were losing or gaining points. The way we selected homework topics is by analyzing the past performance of students in this course. We look at test questions and what topics they covered and which questions students were missing. We also looked at what the current homework structure looked like. Each week had a different topic covered in the book. By combining these two, we created the list you see on the slide here. This list would guide what questions we actually are hoping to see improvement on in this current class once we implement this assignment. So now that we know what we're going to ask about and we know how we're going to ask it, we want to really focus on the specifics of people. How are we going to get this accomplished? After talking to the instructor and approving the list of topics, we decided 2 learning assistants will be responsible for creating the assignments. These learning assistants will create the assignments 2 weeks before homework is assigned. This will allow plenty of time for feedback to be received from other learning assistants if there's errors, as well as make sure students have plenty of time to work on it. Once the assignments have been submitted, 3 LAs will end up rotating between the grading assignments. 1 LA will be assigned to each homework. That way there's consistency and a continuity in grading across all assignments for a given week. It'll also allow the learning assistants to not get overwhelmed because they also are all students. At the end of the semester, we hope to evaluate this based on not only student perceptions and how they view it, but also how they perform on those topics where there were issues before. If we see a significant improvement, we're hoping to continue utilizing this and refining it as we go along. And if there's not, we will continue to refine the implementation process because we do believe there is a lot of good to be accomplished by providing feedback to our students. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.